Hey guys, what's up? It's Flopping Groper. So this is just a quick update leading up into tomorrow's Sunday Night Live. So tomorrow night at 8 p.m. PST or 11 p.m. EST, I will be going over the new week-to-date VWAP. I'll be going over the weekly close, and we'll be planning our trades for the next weekly session. So what's this video for then? This video is just to talk about my thoughts over what happened, since it's a little bit time sensitive, and I do want to talk about the things that I've been covering on Twitter. But first of all, I just want you guys to know that if any of you guys got rinsed, I am here. My line is open. You go to calendly.com/NickCypherFG. Go to this, and you can schedule a call with me anytime next week that you want. My line is open to traders. So I've been talking about some things on Twitter. One, the V bottom doesn't look like it's happening. The trade looks overcrowded to me, and it just seems like these lows or this range is easy pickings for new entries in the new weekly session. So I'm waiting till tomorrow night to really dive back into the charts and dive back into potential trades. I think it's important to let the dust settle. Now, another thing I'm seeing is people on Twitter saying that technical analysis could have never predicted this. And yet, when you look at the chart, when you look at what happened, right by this point, you're under the quarterly VWAP, you're under the 2 weekly VWAPs, the 5-day moving average was sloped down. We had just taken the prior quarterly high. I mean, come on, guys. This is technicals. This is technical analysis in full force. We came down and on Bitcoin here testing the Q3 open. I would not have expected that level of volatility. But you can't say that there's not TA at foot here. That's why the corruption, and that's why some of these moves are so nefarious, is because it was in the charts, and it's like it was coordinated, So TA, you have to learn TA. You have to not be full port long in a 5-day downtrend. And so our knowledge of TA protected a lot of us in my community. I didn't really see anybody in my VIP who was like, oh my God, I lost everything. My own brother, crypto guy on the internet, was in a low leverage long with a large account. That account did get rinsed. And so, these issues hit close to home. I'm going to have him on the show tomorrow to talk about what he went through. Exchanges going down, being unable to place a trade. For me, I was actually in a little short from up here, and I'm pretty sure Breakout Force closed it, but you can see that my breakout accounts are still intact. I did take some losses, so my win rate kind of took a hit, but the capital's still here. We're still living to trade another day. I've got the funded account, and I've also got a challenge that I'm working on here. So, there were some, there were some little bad trades, but overall, it's like my TA and my knowledge of risk management saved me here. And the people getting wrecked, it's not an issue with leverage trading, it's an issue with them. You guys need to learn how to leverage trade. You need to not be full porting. Another thing I'm hearing is all these people talking about spot trading all of a sudden. Spot this, spot that. You should have been spot. If you were on spot, you wouldn't have gotten wrecked. That's bullshit. Spot traders get rinsed more than anyone else, especially in crypto. Maybe in the stock market, you could DCA into some good stocks and get some growth over a couple years, but come on, man. I would rather get rinsed in a day than rinsed over the next 4 years in coins that never pump to where they're supposed to go. So these people preaching spot, taking the safe road and saying leverage trading is demonic and just be on spot at the end of a 4-year cycle, these people want to ride you off a cliff, because I have a feeling that leverage traders are about to eat majorly in the next couple of quarters. If the cycle is over, you're definitely going to want to be a leverage trader who knows how to short effectively, and you're not going to want to be one of these spot holders. So just be careful about how the market is massaging you into, not wanting to leverage trade, not wanting to take the hard road, because the easy road is about over, in my opinion. Some of these big oscillators are certainly getting tired, and the time is kind of just running out. We've got like a quarter or two left. And so, there could be some crazy movement to the upside, but also there's a time limit on that. And so, personally, this stuff is disingenuous. Now, another thing I want to talk about is this post that went absolutely hard AF. And I was just going over the two main issues that wrecked traders during this movement. And one is millions of traders ignored the technicals. Like I said, we were under 2 weekly VWAPs, under a declining 5-day moving average. The money flow was pouring out. Look at the money flow. Look at the blue waves trending down while the price trends up. And so there was very bearish technicals getting into this dump. In fact, you guys in the VIP know that, like on Fartcoin, I was targeting prior quarterly lows. Now, I didn't know that it was gonna, on the 1 minute chart, not see a green candle until 9 cents. But I hope you guys can cut me a break, But my head was having the right idea by targeting prior quarterly levels, quarterly opens, monthly opens, prior quarterly lows, because that's what's happening here. So we were quite bearish. But the second issue is the reliance on these protection orders, guys. You guys got to realize that these exchanges are shitter, Chinese, bunk leverage exchanges that are like barely solvent. They're sketchy as hell because they offer their services to US residents. And sorry, I'm not feeling well today, but you guys got to understand that a protection order is like a parachute. You got to have a spare parachute. There's got to be something else to your risk management that is protecting your capital other than the protection order. And the only thing I can think of is Kelly criteria. The shit I've been talking about for 3 weeks now. It's just the idea that you should really only be putting 20 to 40% of your account in trades at any one time, specifically for times like this. If you full port, doesn't matter if you have a stop loss, the stop loss can get blown through while you're sleeping. It does not matter. What matters is the total trade size and your total risk. And so if the market is allowed to take everything it can, it a lot of times will. Understanding betting odds and the bell curve of Kelly criteria is really important. By betting the entire stack on that first hand of blackjack, there's a high likelihood that you're walking away with nothing. But if you space that risk out over a number of plays, you're getting that time diversification. You're getting those smoother results. And a lot of great traders do not risk 20 to 40% on their account. They risk a fourth of this. So they risk 5 to 8% of the account in a single trade because loss streaks happen. Look at my win rate right now. My win rate is not very good after the price action that we got. I had a lot of orders get stopped out and it tanked my win rate. My average win and average loss are like basically the same right now. My metrics got a little bit messed up. And so now, whatever my Kelly criteria is now, should be very safe. I should be on the defensive at this point until I build this account back up. And so understanding this, understanding the things I've been talking about and taking it seriously, you guys have no idea how important this stuff is. It's literally everything. So, you know, even a gambler knows how odds work. And so if you're full porting, in my opinion, you're pissing your money away, and it's only a matter of time before the market gets you anyways. Because this move here, yeah, it didn't have to go all the way down the way it did. Alts didn't have to get obliterated to wreck these people. A normal correction back down to the quarterly open would have wrecked 80% of the same amount of people. So, you know, people get wrecked all the time because they don't really know how to leverage trade. So remember these two lessons: the technicals that led up to this dump, which was coordinated. I believe exchanges should be held accountable. And it definitely was some manipulated, exaggerated movement for sure. But that's no excuse. That doesn't get your money back. We have to have personal accountability, because you are your own money manager. So the video I'm talking about with the Kelly criteria is this one on my channel. You can scroll back and it's called, Am I Trading with Too Much or Too Little? Kelly criteria risk management. Only got 50 likes, kind of an underperforming video because nobody wants to talk about risk management. So after yesterday, like I was up, like I did scalp Fartcoin from I'm in like a baby short, but I'm fully prepared to watch this thing get stopped. But I did scalp back here. I caught like 20 cents. I had a long back here. I don't know why it's showing, but I longed from 20. Got out at, I got stopped out here, but not before taking some profit up here. So I made like 2,500 on a scalp on Fartcoin, but the leverage was so low. Even on 2x, this price action was insane. So I had a nice scalp, and the breakout accounts did okay. So I actually had a bit of a positive day yesterday, but it still felt like a loss because of just all the pain, all the people struggling. And also, it does suck to think about how I had caught the top here when I was in New Jersey, and I just didn't stay in these shorts. I took these profits at last week's VWAP because you never know if you're going to get a bounce there. And so I was out of these trades at the previous weekly VWAPs. But if I would have held them, I would have made insane life-changing money there. But it's okay. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I'm just glad that my TA has me on the right side of the chart. That's what's most important, is our analysis withstood this blunt force trauma impact. And going into tomorrow, like, what am I thinking? I honestly think that these trades are very crowded. So I'm not sure if the actual low wicks will get taken, but you can just imagine, you know, retail setting these trades like that. It's basically like something like this across all coins. There's a trade that everybody's in. Everybody's like hoping that there's a V bottom, but Bitcoin's actually not V bottoming. It came up initially, but it's actually been kind of trending down since then. And you guys got to imagine that when the new weekly session begins, where's the best price? It's actually down here at this low. So what this is cooking up in the charts for me, personally, what I'm thinking is we actually get that correction next week down to the last year's previous Q3 VWAP. I would love to see Bitcoin have one more leg down, basically on like Monday, hit this previous Q3 from like last year, and then have a crazy V bottom. And this is actually an idea that I've been talking to you guys for a while on. I actually had been drawing You know, it's hard to take credit on it because I've been calling for it for a while, but you guys know my videos that, you know, there has been this area down here from April that was very attractive for the chart to go back down to. It looks like we've taken the prior quarterly open, which is a very scary level to take. Like, we didn't just take the Q4 open, we took the Q3 open with that wick. So, you know, this does give some, like, hope of a bottom here, but because it did take this, like, very strong support and then rally back over it. But think about the timing of the weekly VWAPs. This new weekly session's coming. The best entry for longs is down here. And so what if those stops get blasted through? You get that tap of the VWAP from last summer's low, and then potentially rally up from there. So that is kind of my trading plan going into next week, is to see if this V bottom gets absolutely denied. We get this coveted retest that I've been hoping for months, and that could actually be a Q4 bottom there. So we'll have to see. That's pretty much where I'm at, guys, on like Bitcoin, everything that's been going on. And I'm proud of you guys for surviving through the pain and the torture. Let's let the dust settle, lick our wounds, and call your homies who are leverage trading. Make sure they're okay. And just know that my line is open if you guys need someone to talk to. I'm here for traders. And even though there's a lot of people talking crap about leverage traders, how it's dirty money and there's no way we're gonna make it, and we should just trade on spot and shut the hell up. I think these people are assholes. I think that they're attacking us at our moment of weakness as leverage traders, as a collective. But there's an alternative path here, which is that we can become better traders. This is an opportunity to become better leverage traders. This is not the time to walk away. This is the time to get serious about learning how to trade. This is the time to believe and to not waver. And anybody who tells you that the money you make from these markets is bad money, easy money, you don't deserve it, you're just gonna lose it, tell that to my mom, who I just bought a new car for. Tell that to my sister, who's got her walls stacked with diapers for her new baby because I took profits on my trades. Tell that to Platinum Mike Perry, who just secured the King of Violence title and dominated bare knuckle because my brother and I had his back. So you can totally be a man for others in the trading world. You're not selfish to learn how to trade the markets and extract money from these big whales and institutions who are screwing us over, devaluing our currency and trying to enslave us. So you fight back and people say that you're being foolish for that. Fuck these people. Anybody talking crap on leverage traders, go fuck yourself. And so that's the end of the video. Hopefully tomorrow's stream will bring some much needed clarity. And I love you guys. You guys are my people. I'm a little biased because I'm a professional leverage trader. So if you disagree with me, that's okay. We all have the freedom to do whatever we want. And we all have our own style, our own strategy. But I am a voice for traders. I'm a voice for leverage traders. I'm not going to back down, and I'm going to stand up for you guys when, when we take a hit, people are trying to peck at us. Screw these people. So you guys have a good one.